Yo, welcome back to the channel. Today we got a little Spark and Zero guide. Having already played a lot online, I can tell you that sidesteps is actually key for your performance and can accomplish a lot. You'll see a lot of these concepts in my gameplay videos, but I wanted to break down how to use sidesteps to enhance your gameplay in pressure and on block. Now, this is still basically a day one or week one guide, so these concepts still have a lot of room to develop, which will be interesting to build them up later on in future videos. With that being said, let's start with pressure. Pressure has a lot to it, but at the basic level, you'll see both parties throw out some hits, try to mix in high-low triangle hits, and once their turn is done, poof, is the other person's turn. Sometimes you get a low to hit and continue, but sidesteps can really elevate your pressure as they're invincible, so they can be used to accomplish multiple things. Before ending your turn on block, step to the side so that if they counter with mashes, you can actually whiff punish them right away into a combo. It's a bit hard to demonstrate here in training mode, but you get the idea. They'll autopilot to get their turn going once they see a gap, and boom, you have the upper hand. What's interesting is as the fight progresses and you alternate these with your high and lows, you can change up the timings. So you can do it late in your string to entice mashes since they be blocking for so long and want their turn to start, or do it super early on where they're still blocking because they expect a longer string and aren't ready for anything else. This is where it gets interesting with layers. As you know, combos are essentially fake. They can be countered out of in multiple ways, but getting hit from behind guarantees a combo string. So once you throw in these timing changes early on while they commit to blocking after getting countered multiple times and learning their lesson, you can double sidestep to make your way behind them and get a hit. I've noticed that even the biggest mashers will eventually hold down the fort if you punish them enough, or if they continue to mash, just stick to the one sidestep to whiff punish them and continue your turn. This concept is familiar to shimmies in Dragon Ball FighterZ, which I've covered a lot on the channel, and especially Tekken as it uses a 3D space, but shimmies are essentially making them whiff on purpose with your movement and base in order to capitalize on that. What's interesting is after throwing a few punches and they try to adapt by blocking again, switching their guard, or sidestepping too, there's some counterplay, which is impossible to show in training mode. You can further abuse their respect by throwing a grab in, and is nice against those who mash perception since the sidestep gives you time to notice it too. If they sidestep, this is when you can add in extra steps, or if you both start smoothing, sidestepping less to catch them is useful. Again, wishing training mode was better. If they sidestep mash to counter, this is where sidestep charged attacks can come into play, as well as perfect smashes, or again back to the basic high lows if they overthink it. As a bonus pressure tool, vanish assault square plus triangle is nice to appear behind them, as it can be sneaky offensive form of shimmy due to imitating the timing of a step but being a vanish to instantly appear behind them. So knowing when to step and their habits can be key to expose them. You just need to prioritize getting to their backs, whether it's progressively through combos, quickly with vanish assault, or double to triple sidesteps to abuse their passiveness, and timing that along with your single steps. I'm sure the direction of the dash will be important for pressure, but I'm not sure of those implications yet. But things like double backdash into perfect smash is an example of some high level potential, really some pro stuff over here. Now blocking can be similar but with added layers. Now instead of just blocking and trying to counter, sidestepping in their gaps can be interesting. Now I'm sure you guessed it, if they try charged rush chains, vanish assaults, or even Z burst dashes, then sidestepping at the right time leaves them open. So they might think they get a free turn for appearing behind you, but then boom, they get punished. But more interestingly is stepping back. I find this to be really cool to pair with perception or even your supers during their strings, as it kind of sucks their characters towards you. So while sidestepping makes them whiff, backstepping draws them forward after a gap, which can be useful in its own way. But you need to be very precise with your timing and what you want to accomplish, as this draws them towards you where you can accidentally get hit as well. Now you can't really get this by mashing X on block though, you'd have to let go of block, so tapping block with X makes this a strong pairing to mash on block for auto time steps and evasions. Tapping block and X with directions triggers this step in sway evasion, which is another type of counter that we don't see too often to get your turn going in their face. Although I still don't fully understand it yet, but seems super strong. And more importantly, all of this prevents them from getting to your backside, so defensive shimmies is necessary to counter their offensive shimmies. I'm not sure if this will be exposed to specific frame traps and charge hits later on, like delayed supers or even sidesteps into supers, but for now, it seems a lot stronger than just holding block high-low and then countering after. It has definitely gotten me a lot lot of turns going my way. Finally, a quick note for neutral. Neutral is very fast. It still has a lot more to talk about, but I find these mid-distant dashes with X to be mostly useful to get in range for things like quick poke with square, smash attacks, or vanish assault since they'd away from too far. Sadly, I find these too slow to dodge supers on reaction, but they're definitely safer to move around with than just dragon dash, since you can dash, wait while you block, dash, wait, repeat, and react to be safe. Whereas dragon dash feels like a much bigger commitment, harder to cancel and block out of, especially if you're chasing them, leaving you open to stray supers. I definitely got hit by random supers because of this, but at least the dash movement helps me to block, use high speed evasion, or move out of the way luckily. Excited to see how the tech grows. This is just my findings after a lot of ranked battles. You can see these in action on my gameplay videos, but I also have a lot to improve. So stick around the channel to see me improve and we can progress on this game together. Let me know your thoughts on these concepts and what you'd like to see next. I kind of want to talk about counters too, but we shall see. With that being said, I hope to see y'all soon. Peace.